What's up, Algebra 1 students? This is lesson 47. Our objective is, how do you solve problems with percent change? Let's talk about how we define percent change. You maybe heard people say, that was a 20% increase. They're talking about the percent change. Or if you go to the store and they say it's 20% off, that's a percent change in the decrease area. So we define the percent change as the amount of change divided by the original amount. Say that one more time. The amount of change, how much something changed, divided by the original amount. Okay? So let's go ahead. This just says find the percent change. It says the number of hats sold in 1999 was 14,260. The number of hats sold in 2007 was 25,491. What's the percent change? Well, first of all, we realize that since it went from 14,000 something to 25,000 something, we realize it's going to be a percent increase. So it's going to end up being a positive number, a positive percent. Whereas if it's a decrease, then we'd say it's a negative percentage. So the first thing I need to do is I need to find out how much it changed. So the difference in that. So I'm going to say 25,491. I'm going to subtract how much I started with. 1,4,260. So it's going to be 1,3,2,1,1. So its change, how much it changed over those years, was 11,231. And I'm going to divide it by how much I started with when I started calculating that. And that would be that 14,260. Throw that in a calculator to divide that. You get approximately 0.78758. But we're wanting as a percentage, so I'd need to multiply that by 100. And I would get, we'll just say to the nearest percent for now. So it'd be 79%. So I'd say about 79% increase, which is a big increase. Alright, part B, it says the number of banks in 1990 was 15,158. The number of banks in 2004 was 8,975. So notice it went from 15,000 down to 8,000. So we know that it decreased. So this is going to be a percent decrease. So again, I'm going to just find how much it changed. I'm going to say the bigger number, 15158 minus 8975. So it changed about 6,000, well, it changed 6,183 banks. So I'm going to go with, that's how much it changed, 6,183. I'm going to divide that by 15,158. You get 0.4079. When it has a percent, so we multiply it by 100. And that is equal to about 41% decrease. So you could either say 41% decrease, or you could say negative 41%. Those two mean the same thing. Now let's try another one, or two. It says a computer store marks up the price of laptops they purchase at $450 each by 65%. What is the markup and what is the selling price of the laptops? So to figure this out, I need to find 65% of 450. To do that, remember we're going to change this into, well, there's a couple different ways. One way is to set up the proportion. 65 over 100 is equal to x over 450. And solving that. Another way, when you're trying to find a percent of a number, this may be a little easier, is to multiply the decimal version of that, 0.65, times your number, 450, and you end up with 292.5. So that's going to be 65%. So that's how much they mark it up. So what is the markup? So this is the markup. How much they're increasing their sales amount. And then what is the selling price? Well, they paid 450. And then they're marking it up 292.5. So I'm going to add those. You get 742.50. So that would be how much the store sells the computer for, 742.50. Alright, this is like example 3. It says last year's school car wash raised $1,290. This year the school hopes to raise $2,000. If the school reaches its goal, what will be the percent increase in the amount raised? So this one's going to be kind of like the one we did on the previous slide, where we need to find out how much it changed. So I'm going to say 2,000 minus that 1,290. So it changed $710 is what they're wanting the change to be. So they would say 710 and divide it by the original amount, meaning what they started with last year, 1,290, and you get about 0.5503. Since what that is a percent, this is what's its percent increase. I'm going to multiply by 100, and I'll end up with about 55%. And we'd say increase. Alright, your homework is on page 296. You're going to do the lesson practice. You're going to do all the 47s, all the 46s, and 5 more of your choice.